Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 31 of Happywork TV. I am Chris Reimer, your intrepid host, and today's episode, very, very interesting subject matter because here's what happens when I tell people I've written a book. Oh, is it about social media? That happens a lot, and it's proudly actually not about social media. I've got more than one trick. How interesting. But today's episode is about social media, somewhat. And so I'm actually kind of excited about it. Some of your jaws may drop when you actually hear what I'm going to say about social media with regard to the next commitment in this book, Happywork, and my list of commitments, the Happywork Agreement. This is a commitment that employers, and probably more specifically the HR department, is going to make to its employees and its job applicants. I can't even believe this exists in the real world. I can't even believe that I had to put this in as a commitment in the Happywork Agreement. Let me read it. I, the employer, will not ask prospective or current employees for their social media passwords, nor will I force them to show me what they've posted on their private social media accounts. This is a level of privacy invasion that is completely unacceptable. Parentheses, yes, this has happened. So I remember it was probably 2 years ago or less, I saw an article that said the state of Illinois had passed a law that said that you are not allowed to force your employees or prospective employees to give you social media passwords. And I was like, what? Remember I think that was like in Looney Tunes, it was like, the Wile E. Coyote and Roadrunner fighting, or maybe it was in Tom and Jerry where this would happen when, there was surprise and like their eyes would come out of their heads like they were like horns or something. I was like, what? Like, who would do that? You know who would do that, I guess? Like, jerks, I guess. And perhaps HR departments that are trying to figure out who it is they are about to hire. I've always said this. I give a lot of job advice to people looking for jobs, whether they be young people out of school or older people like me who have a resume and might need to get a job. I say, look, you gotta remember that this whole thing is a crapshoot. It's a crapshoot for the employer. They have no idea what they're really getting. You can give them a resume. People make shit up on resumes all the time. So they don't really know what they're getting. You don't really know what you're getting. Even if you've got someone on the inside, a friend who said, come work here, you don't really know what you're getting into until you work there. And even after 1 week, you have like 500% more information than you did before you got hired. Even if you shadow someone for a day before you accept the job, you still don't know what you're getting yourself into. So it can be a crapshoot both ways, right? So what are you going to do as the employee? You're going to Google the company and you're going to try to figure out as much as you can about the company. And you should do that. And I've always recommended to my clients back in my consultative days that you should have as much out there for those prospective employees to chew on as possible. Like a blog, like a Facebook page that shows you playing wiffle ball in the field during your picnic or whatever. Just show them what it's like to work there. They want to know. And if they don't want to know, then whatever. That's probably not going to end up being the right employee for you anyway. What do employers want to know? They want to know as much about you as they can. They're real worried that you're going to, make some mistake and it's going to go viral and make your company look bad. Like, that happens all the time, doesn't it? They want to know, frankly, if you have good judgment. Are you someone that is posting crazy racist stuff? I mean, go to Twitter right now. You can hit pause. Go to Twitter right now and search for the N-word. I don't want to say it because I'm not a big fan of that word. Go search for that word right now. Spell it correctly too. Don't put an A on the end. E-R at the end. Go look for it. I mean, it's gross. It's gross. It's out there. There'll be tons of tweets about it. And that's just Twitter. So are you the kind of person that goes out and talks like that? Sorry, I don't think I want to hire you. Here's the issue I have, I guess. So if you're trying to hire Joe Smith and you just can't find much about them online, there's two things that are possible. One, maybe they don't use social media. There are people like that. That's okay. Even for me, I'll tell you, that's okay. Or two, they got their stuff locked down because they don't want you to see it. I don't know. I like people to see everything. I don't care. You can know where I live. You see pictures of my kids ever since they were born, pretty much. I don't really care, but other people are private. And I'm not going to begrudge them. They have their reasons. It's fine. Do it. Whatever. Personally, I have found that living in the public eye has brought me a lot. Friendships, knowledge, connections, book published, crazy stuff, you know? But if you don't want to live in a public way and you don't want everyone to be able to find Chris Reimer online or whatever, if I didn't want that, then I shouldn't be living life the way I'm living it, that's for sure. But you can't hold that against a person. This has actually happened, not to me, but I know people that this has happened to. They've said, we can't find you online. Like, where's your stuff at? I am not saying that they can't ask to see. So they say, hey, where's your Facebook? We'd like to look at it. I mean, that turns me off, I have to say, but I'm not sure we can make a rule against that. If someone asked me that, I probably wouldn't go work there. Everyone doesn't have the freedom to just turn jobs away. You know, it sounds really brave to say, I'm not going to go work there. You might need money, like most of us do. So you're going to have to go take that job, okay? So if someone asks me, like, what are your social media? I'm like, well, did you even Google it? Did you even look for it? Or are you just being lazy? You know, that's another thing. Go find it yourself, lazy. I don't like to be asked for those things, but I don't mind you zooming my accounts and checking me out. We all Google ourselves, you know, so no, Google me, that's fine. But if you can't find what you're looking for, I'd quit looking. And I would start looking at that resume. I'd call that person in for a second interview. I'd call that person in for a third interview. I'd have that person interviewed by a panel. I'd have that person interviewed by a bunch of different people. I would take that person out to lunch and see how they treat the waiter or waitress. What a test. If they walk in and say, give me this and give me that, I would wrap that lunch up as fast as possible. You say, may I please have? Manners. They're going to manage up to you, but they're going to treat a waitress like crap. No thanks, you're out. That's more powerful than any stupid social media post that you could ever see on their feeds. So I just found it reprehensible, frankly, that anyone would ever want my passwords so they could log in as me and see all of my stuff. What a weird world we live in now. And so this might seem or sound far-fetched to you, but it does happen. And I don't want it to happen anymore. And again, like the discrimination episodes that I did in 29 and 30, these past two, there may be laws against this. There may not be laws in the state you live in or the country you live in. You may have a law against this, and you think, well, why does that need to go in the Happywork agreement? It's a law. People break the law all the time, and they bend the rules, and they push and push and push. And this is a level of pushing that I think should stop. This has been episode 31 of Happywork TV. I thank you so much for watching. And considering we're like 40-ish days away from launch and I'm about to do my big official final launch push, I would ask that you please go to happyworkbook.com. If you're just learning about the existence of my book, Happywork, I would ask that you go to that website, happyworkbook.com. Read about what I've written. See some of the blurbs from fun people like Dan Pink and Chris Brogan and Bob Berg and my dear friend Peter Shankman. See what you're going to get out of the book. It's paperback, so it's super cheap. Under $13 on Amazon. Consider ordering one. Comes out February 17th. And the ebook version, I've told February 2nd, so we're really approaching that. I would love for you, obviously, for selfish reasons and also for altruistic reasons, to place an order. I want the message of this book to get spread far and wide, and I'll need your help to do that. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in episode 32. Ciao.